Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. The commissioner just walked up now. Let me do it. All right, sir.
How you doing?
Running around.
How'd the meeting go?
Which one?
Or the operation?
Good. As expected, we did a bunch of them. Everybody was on board. Checked them all. I think we had one citation off of one out here. That's already been fixed. It was an issue with the installation of the valve. I told him he's got to take it to court and show whatever he did, and that's it. Tomorrow we do a dive operation, and
I heard there was instances of buckets of shit being on the being.
Carlos, please, not right now. I know. That's why I was coming down. Yes.
Yeah, I heard there was instances of buckets or bags of poop.
Yeah. Yeah, they've said that in the meetings. They do that, and they'll come and they'll dispose of them in the toilets.
In the toilets?
Over here in the porta potties.
Is that what they're for?
I don't know, sir. They're toilets. I don't know what it is. I mean, they throw dogs poop and stuff in the garbage here. I don't know.
Are they always open? Who are these
Yes.
porta potties for?
I don't know. They were here. They've been there for years.
Zan?
Right behind us.
Okay. So let me ask you: the first person, was it the first boat that you docked that had the issue?
No, I think it was either the third or the fourth, or second or third. We started on that end and came in, and it was either the second or the third.
And you guys are responsible for this side?
We started from the north side here. FWC started from the south side.
Got it. Okay. And then after everyone, they all had, you pumped it, you put the tablets down, didn't have to see
I don't know when theirs occurred, but ours occurred at that point, and then we just kept on going to every boat that was occupied at the time.
Got it.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, now you have a dive operation tomorrow?
Apparently FWC was told to do it, so we're going to do it tomorrow also.
Did you tell the boaters that there's going to be a dive operation?
Nobody knows anything.
Okay. Yeah.
And even if we did tell them or anybody else told them, what does it matter at the end of the day? Because if it's there, it's there. So it's not that they can move any of that stuff.
Did you guys cite anything for growth?
There is no citation for growth.
So when we had a meeting at the Coast Guard station, they said there's 3 violations you can do. You can do propulsion.
Right. Steering, propulsion, and it has to have all closed hatches and stuff.
And growth. And overgrowth.
I just looked at it right now. There's nothing to do with growth. On FWC's website.
Well, let's call Major Mazza real quick. Because at the meeting, he said if they have it in, if they have 3 violations, 2 out of 3,
yep.
And one of them is an overgrowth.
Not how I read it, but okay. Let's ask Mazza.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Major Mazza.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How can I help you, brother?
Hey, so remember when we had our meeting, we had discussed that out of the 3 issues, there were, it was overgrowth, it was propulsion, and it was lights, correct?
Right.
So I'm with my Marine Patrol Resende here, and he says overgrowth is not one of them. He didn't see that on the FWC site.
Extensive on for at-risk?
No, for derelict vessels, sir.
For overgrowth on the lines? Yeah, the lines are...
Zim, stay. Zim.
No, that's not. He's talking about the overgrowth on the hull itself.
On the whole stuff? Yeah, it's not like that. You can write it as, if it's got that kind of growth in the hull, it's going to have no propulsion or has a thing. So you can tie it into that, but yeah, for at-risk, it's going to have, for at-risk, you got it on the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, the one that he's referring to is on as a derelict vessel anyway, so it's on the list for removal. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of the, you're making your notes, that's part of the notes. The whole overgrowth on the whole.
Let's go. You want to go inside and talk about this?
No.
All that stuff, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's looking it up.
Well, it's called hull exterior integrity,
Hold
the
on.
propulsion
Yeah,
system, and the steering. That's per their website.
The whole exterior, exterior.
Integrity. That the growth has nothing to do with the integrity of it.
Zim, stay. Zip. Heel. Good call back. So you're telling me that hull growth is not?
That's not on their thing. Hull growth. He's saying it is, but it's not on their derelict vessel. Hey, Chief. Sure. No, I'm here with Commissioner Suarez is here at our office, and we're here having discussions. Let you guys know that we're here, and by myself right now. So just giving you. No, we're out here in the dock. I came down to interact because him and Carlos here were arguing, so I was coming down to intervene. The gentleman with the boat with the what's the dog's name? Apollo. The Apollo. Yeah. Yeah, and now I'm just here to deal with them, and we're talking about all the different derelict vessel stuff. So, just giving you guys a heads up. Yep. He's probably he's at the office at the station. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't recall.
Okay. All right, sir. Thanks.
So, so the FWC is telling me that overgrowth.
Well, I can just go off of what their website says and what their pamphlet says and everything else.
Yeah.
If they wanted to say growth is affecting the hull integrity, they would have to show somebody that could show proof of said hull integrity. What's that?
May I approach?
Well, we're having a conversation.
Yeah, you can
so-
approach, absolutely. This is public. Okay.
Commissioner Suarez, right?
Yeah. What's up? What's your name?
Jim McDonald.
Hey, Jim.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
And you got a tough road to hoe. A seriously tough road to hoe.
I'll show you
Yeah.
on 13.
Here, hold on one second. Here.
I've already seen the videos.
Yeah.
They've all sent to me, yeah.
So that doesn't constitute for hull integrity?
I'm not a specialist, I don't know. Hull integrity to me is holes, open hatches, and stuff like that. I could be clean tomorrow. Open windows, open doors, open hatches, correct.
Got it. Okay. So FWC would have to enforce that?
If that's a ticket they feel comfortable writing, sure, I guess.
You guys don't feel comfortable writing that ticket?
I don't know the citation to write for that.
Can you show me that website again where it was?
myfwc.com.
Yeah.
Just derelict vessel. FWC.com, derelict vessel. myfwc.com, derelict vessel. That tells you what exactly a derelict vessel is.
Your unit only 09.
Show the pictures.
Yeah. Where was the list of?
Vessels. So it has to have at least two of these three, which is the steering system, the propulsion system, or the exterior hull integrity.
So if it doesn't have a propulsion system,
It's on the list for removal. Well, not in the list for removal. It's in the process for a derelict vessel.
okay, and hull integrity. What do you define it as?
We don't define what a hull integrity is because I'm not a specialist. Because when I have to go to court, I have to tell the judge what part of the hull is compromised. Growth is not compromised, in my opinion. If WC feels comfortable writing it, they want to go to court and they can testify on it, have at it, not a problem.
Yeah.
But as far as myself, my officers, I've been doing this 17 years, I've never written a ticket for growth. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Okay. Well, that's just coming from the lieutenant colonel himself from FWC.
I know Mazza very, very well. I speak to him
He's
all
not
the
the lieutenant colonel.
time. No, that's
Escanio,
Escanio. Yes, yeah. He was here just the other day when we were doing the operation.
That's a difficult issue.
Yeah.
They park a boat out here.
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
Well, it's a very long process.
One approach is it's the poor man's marina, or it's the guy who he can't sell his boat to anybody because it's not worth anything more, and they're stuck with it.
If it's registered to him, her, whoever the owner is, they could get in touch with FWC, and there is a not a buyback program, but FWC will take it from you if you have the title.
To the
Yeah.
owner.
There's ways of getting rid of it, and there's no cost to the individual.
Most people
the
don't
only
know
problem
that.
with that vessel is that she's been talking to FWC.
Apparently,
Which
and
vessel is
the-
this one?
The one on the other side, it has the orange ticket.
Well, they don't buy it. They
Juliet,
just
I
pay
think
for
it's
it
the
to do it.
owner.
If it's got an orange ticket, there's two reasons for the orange ticket. It's going to be an at-risk vessel,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is showing signs
Categories of people
of becoming derelict,
out here.
and then there's the derelict vessel.
Okay, I think that she's been. I called her the other day and she's like, I've been trying to get with FWC to the buyback stuff, and the only thing she said is was missing it was the rotors, you know, like to move it.
Yeah, no, I
So
know.
what I was thinking,
Well, is it owned by her? If it's under her name, it's the VTIP program.
okay, VTIP.
Yeah, if you look it up on FWC's website, you know they will come and they will take care of it all, remove it, because they want to get. They would rather get rid of it now
They don't
than
know
after
that.
the fact if it sinks or
So
whatnot.
they're just gonna park the
I'm
boat.
assuming that most of these people just forgot their boat is parked out here.
Well, right, yeah. But
What's
what
that?
you guys are talking about, where the FWC has a program in which they can take a boat that they no longer want. Basically what you're saying, right?
There's money for that.
If it is it is a bunch of requirements to meet. It's not like they're just going to be. It's very costly, so it's not like they're going to do it for every boat. It's got to be registered to you. You got to sign it over, and if you look on the website, there's a little paragraph on what needs to be done for it. But yeah, it's a program to remove these vessels if
Those people
Is that
don't know
something
that.
that you relate to the boaters, the liveaboards?
They all know.
Why don't you take the chance and talk to us and explain all this, and we can work
That's
together?
very valuable.
What's that?
There's plenty of boats out here
It's not my job.
Yeah.
where
No, you're not
they
doing all
don't even
this.
realize that they
You
It's
can
not
just
my-
sit
it's not my
down,
job to-
bro. You
to-
can
to-
just sit
Yeah.
down.
It's not my
Suarez.
job.
And
Guys,
they're
please
sit
listen.
down.
Listen, I don't want. I
Just sit down with us.
I don't
man.
need any
like
argument.
All
This
the
is
other
a peaceful
commissioners, you can
discussion.
sit down and we can fix it. And you look good. You look good.
I'm not trying to look good or
No,
bad.
you don't want to clean the bay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
That's why
let's
I'm
work
trying.
together and clean the bay. No, we know most of the owners, Suarez. We can call them up. You want a boat out? Like Nancy said,
So
I
how
want
many
the
boats? How many of you out there live there? What's the total count?
like maybe 30, 40, 50 boats.
not even that much.
No,
130 odd boats, maybe 25.
So then,
Yeah.
so then
I think we
if you
made
wanted
contact
to
with like
extend an olive
40
branch,
people. I think.
Get rid of the ones that don't live on
but
there.
but you need to stop harassing us, Suarez. You
But
need
it's-
to.
it's
We're
not harassment.
That's
I'm-
that's not an acceptable approach.
he harassed me personally. So this is like I'm just telling him if he wants to work, we can
It's
work.
that attitude.
He can work.
It's not helpful.
Yeah, it's not.
You,
not
Suarez,
helpful.
you were personal with people. You were personal.
Carlos,
Didn't you call my employer? Didn't you call my employer? No.
Ron, by the way, Ron.
No?
Ron is very much against the.
Doesn't
all the
matter.
derelict boats.
Doesn't matter. I don't care, Ron. You didn't
And
have
I
to
don't
call
even-
my
let me
employer.
finish.
You didn't
Let
have
me
to call my
finish. Are you gonna let me
employer.
talk or not?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you were SMO or Snow Magazine. I did not know. I give you
Okay.
my word. I did
Okay.
not know. So if I don't know who I'm talking to,
You don't
could have
need to
easily-
know.
Let me finish. Well, why not? Do you?
No, as a
Hey, even-
It does.
but
Yeah.
he can't harass a person and call his ex-employer or employer to ask who he is. Sorry,
Yes, he
Jim.
can.
He
He's
can't.
an elected official.
He can't call
You
your
can't do that.
employer.
Yeah,
He
well,
cannot
it's
do
not-
that,
it's-
Jim.
it's-
Stop
there's a lot of
defending.
other things
First
you
of all, I
shouldn't be
just
doing.
want to
that. How
know.
about that?
You shouldn't
all
be
I want to
harassing.
know who an
See?
account.
You're not a lawyer, bro.
All I wanted to know is who.
I know my stuff.
Guys,
bro.
listen, please. Let's talk like men. We're men, right? Let's talk
I
like
think we're
men.
talking
That's
fine.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're
well,
talking fine.
please don't interject. They're having a conversation. Let them get their points across,
So,
and we're gonna move forward.
I didn't know that was you.
Okay.
I give you my word. I did not know that. was you.
Okay.
If there's some random account messaging me with no face on it,
Okay.
I'm gonna find out who it is.
Can I talk?
That's just.
Can I
You've
talk?
already talked. Let me
Okay.
talk. So that's just me. Okay.
Okay.
So, as far as
Do you think that's
And
correct?
by the way,
is
Ron-
that correct?
Let him speak his mind.
Ron
Let's
isn't
be
your
fair.
employer.
He was my ex-employer, though.
Okay, so he's your ex-employer.
But you didn't know that, though.
so
you
I
tried to
didn't even know it was
intimidate me.
you.
You were trying to intimidate me, bro. Suarez, you told me I'm
But I
gonna
didn't even
ask
know it was
Ron.
you.
But it doesn't matter who it was. Doesn't matter if it was me, if it was the other guy, or the other guy.
I have
You
a right
were-
to know who I'm talking to.
No, you don't. As an official, you just have to listen. You can if
so,
I'm
so any
if
random
you-
person can message
if I
me
come,
from a
if I
from
come
a
to
fake
you,
account.
if I come to you, it's not a fake account. If I come to you and I'm talking to you and you ask me my name, I don't have to give you my name.
Okay, and I don't have to talk to you.
So don't talk to me, but don't harass me and start asking for my information to my employer. You did that to me. I imagine what you've done to other people. That's what I'm saying. Stop harassing. Talk to people, and we can get
I guess
to.
your definition of harassment is different than my definition.
That's not harassment. And texting people's mom's name and address. That's not harassment.
It's not harassment.
No. No. Come on.
I don't know your
Suarez.
mom's name.
Okay.
I don't know your.
Doesn't matter. Let's keep on going. Let's pass the personal. What do you want us to do for us to live
If
in
you
peace?
want to extend an olive branch, you get rid of every boat out there except the little boats.
But let's meet with the community.
I don't need to meet.
But why not? You're asking
Listen.
for the olive branch for us. You throw the olive branch that you've been making officers harass us, come in our boats.
I'm not making
It was
officers harass.
you're the
Just
only
following
one.
along.
Why did Alex? Why did Tanya? Why did Laura? Why did everybody sit down and ask us for a solution? The only one
What
who's
about the 4
pushing.
other commissioners?
We haven't sat down with them because we haven't talked to them yet. It's coming. We're gonna sit down. If you don't harass them and tell them why you're taking pictures with them and stuff like that, then they may sit down.
They're their own people. They
No,
can do
but you're
whatever they
pushing.
want.
You're
They're
pushing. Suarez.
They're their own adults.
Suarez, you're pushing
I
though.
don't need to push.
You're pushing, my man. You know you are.
Look,
So
man,
let's sit down.
I don't know. Like,
Let's sit
I don't
down.
need to sit down.
No.
You know what I expect as an olive branch. If you really want to make a change and you really want to soften my approach on this, get rid of these derelict boats that are out there, like that junk boat with a dog on it. I mean, that's unacceptable. People are taking shit in buckets and they're throwing it overboard.
How do you know they're throwing it
Because
over?
people tell me from West Avenue that they see it.
What's up? Hearsay.
What?
Yeah, you can't.
Hearsay.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you
I
can't
can say-
make those assumptions.
I
you
can-
know?
I mean, I'm not making
You
an
know,
assumption.
I can
yes,
say-
yes, you are.
I can
because
say-
I can tell you, I've been dealing with people complaining, and we inspect and check, and it's stuff from the bottom floor, the sponges that float up, and they're I get it. Yeah, from
Like-
the bottom, the sea
picture you
sea
took
cucumbers, what
that
they're
you
called.
put with all
But as
seagrass.
the
That
commissioner
was
points out, if you would from home, the preponderance of evidence suggests they did something with the contents of that bucket.
Wasn't your boat the white one? Was your boat the one that had the issue with the pump out?
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's relax here. You know, we can only work off of absolute facts. Somebody from a tower seeing something that might have floated by that could have come from any boat out here is not evidence of any sort. Period. Unless he videos it coming out of the porthole, out of that boat, it does not count.
We're not
Like,
talking about
okay,
that.
right there on you.
We're talking about just chucking it over.
They don't do that. They
do you
come and
know?
they dump it here.
Yeah, right here.
They come in, they store it.
Well,
Trust me,
you
I thought they
presume-
were telling me that as just to hush us up
Again,
until we witnessed
I'm
it.
just
Sergeant?
telling people.
We
Yes, sir.
presume that's the truth.
What is the truth, sir?
Jim,
What-
bro.
what are you
talking about?
Oh my God, bro. What
Are
are
they
you
actually doing
talking
that?
about,
Unless
Jim?
you see that yourself, right?
It has to be
Has to be seen by a
by us.
law enforcement, right?
Correct.
You're
Or you show me a
presuming-
video. It's fine. If I can see a video of bloop, it coming out and floating away. Okay, yeah, hey,
There
that,
you go.
that's you.
So whether they actually come to the porta potties here and dump.
He's saying that he sees them doing it. You're saying that you're
No.
not doing it?
You're
saying why
talking-
they're not
you're
doing
saying
it.
that.
No, he's just saying that.
I'm not saying anything.
That's
I'm
what
just
you're
saying,
saying, Jim?
You can't improve a negative. That's what he's saying.
I'm just trying to say, trust me, if it's a law, my guys are going to uphold it just like we wrote you the citation.
Right.
We came, we did it
And
in
he's the
detail.
only one who's talking to
It's-
you?
No, I'm not
He's the
the
Well,
only
only
one.
one.
let's leave that out.
The other
I
guy
just
was a
think-
Canadian guy who's not doesn't even live here, my man.
and-
you're throwing.
Carlos, hold on a second. The fact of the matter is that I work on facts and evidence, plain and simple. I don't, the days of being in the grays and stuff, 10, 15, 20 years ago, those days are long gone, okay? I've been an officer for 25 years. You look at my file, there's nothing but rescues, life-saving awards, all kinds of stuff, because that's what I do, and that's why I took this job. That's what I enjoy.
I'm not saying to
Okay,
get those
so
issues.
if Commissioner Suarez comes, no problem. I'll do anything that's legal, ethical, and moral. I'm good with that. My integrity means a lot more than my job. I told my
I'm not
chiefs,
questioning
if
that.
it gets to the point where I'm put in a weird spot, I'm just gonna leave. I don't need to be
Questioning
here.
any of that.
Okay, I enjoy being here. This is my job. I've been doing it for a very long time. All these boats here that I built here and designed, I did them all. Every single one of them.
What'd you say?
When these boats are built, I was the one in charge of building all of them.
What do you mean building?
The from the time the first piece of fiberglass was laid, I'm the one that designed all. Well, they're 32-foot contenders, but everything that's custom to us.
okay. He meant
Yes.
the police boat.
Even the Coast Guard boat that we got, that was a used boat. If you look inside that boat there, the entire console was different because of how I designed it. Okay, everything. I know these boats in and out. I've been on a boat since I was 2 weeks old. I'm from Trinidad. I'm from the islands. There's nothing that you're gonna teach me on a boat that I don't know. Okay, because
Anybody's questioning your integrity.
but the bottom line is,
no one's questioning your integrity.
at the end of the
You
day,
are.
it is very simple.
That's
You
your
give me
statement,
facts,
not mine.
I've got your
Yeah,
back,
that's
I got
your
anybody's
statement.
back. My bosses all know from Chief Jones
He's
all
saying
the way
that
down.
he sees the people.
If it is legal,
That's your statement.
what's that?
His statement
Is what?
I'm questioning your integrity. I just said it.
I'm not saying anybody's questioning my integrity. I'm just saying my integrity is more important to me than anything
Yes,
else out here.
it should be. It takes
Okay,
a long
I'm not
time to
picking
develop
Carlos's
that
side.
integrity.
I don't know. I know Carlos now because of this. Do I see him in passing? Yes. I know Commissioner Suarez now because
Can
of
I
this.
ask you a question?
Yes.
The West Avenue Neighborhood Association,
Yeah.
you commented on that and it presented Carlos?
No, they're just saying that they would. Trust me, I get the phone call
Was
on
that
a
a
regular
false?
basis.
What are you saying?
So the West Avenue, the street,
This is fun.
they have a neighborhood association,
Yeah.
and somebody posted something, and then somebody named with your name.
Okay.
Maybe that was a spoof name. They commented using your name. Is that you?
I don't even know
Which there's been so. This is a very hot topic the last couple of weeks. So there's been a lot of back and forth.
But anyways,
You know,
listen. I think where we got off a tangent was, people are shitting in buckets. And,
That's not
and let
it.
me finish.
That you
And then-
can't.
and
That's
so,
not. That's
Yeah, let
legal.
me finish. Stop.
Don't touch your stuff.
I
Don't
said-
touch
Hey, guys, please,
Don't touch
please keep your hands in your pockets
Don't touch
if you
me.
have to. Okay.
I've knocked on thousands of doors. Okay, and this is not just me picking a gripe with these people. These are residents of West Avenue that have a problem of watching feces
But
being
they don't
dumped
own
into
the water.
the waters. And so I don't. This
And
doesn't
I
come
get
out of a
that,
vacuum.
Commissioner, but you have to understand.
Yeah, you have to be
There's
there
never
present.
been a single bit of proof that has ever come up from that happening. So it's very hard.
It's a 2 second. It's a 2 second.
I
incident,
agree.
right?
Absolutely.
You have to be there
But
at the
just
time
like you
to
want,
do it.
if they want cameras, if they really want to catch them, there's cameras. We all know that. If you want to put cameras up everywhere, you will catch somebody eventually. Okay, there's a lot of boats out there. And again, I'm not trying to pick their side because I don't care whether they're here, whether they're not. They don't affect me.
Your job
You know,
not to do that.
I
You
do
got to
what
decide
I'm
to just-
legally bound to do.
Right.
Simple as that. Just like last night, I know a lot of people got really upset that we came check their toilets. I don't care if you get upset because we're able to do that. Okay, so I am very black and white. I
The
don't.
concern would be it was only targeted for such people.
Well, no, we went from
Everybody.
here all the way down to
You're
the
targeting everybody.
MacArthur Causeway.
There's many boats passing by here with owners on board. Do you?
What do you mean? The ones traversing through? Well, that's a whole nother monster. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yes, and that's another argument that I've had in these battles of they're pumping out. We have so many party boats and charter boats that go by here. How do I know that these boats aren't dumping as they go by? It's very difficult. Is it wrong? Absolutely, it's wrong.
Sure.
Okay, there's no discussion about that. It's wrong is wrong.
Does the chief of police intend to randomly select?
That's the
boats
Coast
to-
Guard is the one that enforces anything that is commercial. When I stop one of these
Coast
big
Guard,
boats,
okay, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
Coast Guard, because the big boats have holding tanks, not Y valves like you guys.
Right.
It's a little different setup. There's a lot more again that goes into it.
No, I appreciate your information on that. Yeah,
But
I
yes,
wasn't aware that the
I know
Coast Guard
there's.
would do the
Trust me,
commercial.
there's so much that goes into it. And again, this is not the first time these issues have come up. And I
It's
told you on
good
the
that you
phone,
present the data so people
if you could
understand
come up with
effectively.
something better than what we have in state law, you would be
Well,
the
look,
Napoleon.
I mean, I think Carlos's boat and Jimmy's boat. I don't know if your holes are have overgrowth on it, but I would say 95% of these boats have overgrowth on it, and then that's coming from Major Mazda saying that is a hole integrity.
And he can write that ticket if he wants. I'm not writing that ticket.
You fight that ticket.
I will
and
not.
they
I will
can't.
not. I will not. If growth on the bottom of a boat is, to me, that has nothing to do with the hull integrity. Does it? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it ugly?
I mean, this is coming from FWC.
If Mazda could come here and write every single ticket if he wants to for growth, I'm not doing it. I don't even know what statute it would even be because there's
And
not
at
a
the
statute.
end of the day, if you
he
give a
wants
ticket to-
if he wants to hand, Carlos,
Sorry.
if he wants to handwrite, if he wants to handwrite his description of what he thinks is a hull integrity issue, I've had it because he's got to go to court. But I showed you what the derelict vessel stands for: it's propulsion, steering, and it has had some sort of breach, a hull integrity issue. Growth to me is not hull integrity. Is it dirty? Yes. Could it be cleaned? Yeah. They can go tomorrow and scrape it all, and then
The ticket is
and that's
gone.
it. So that's where we are with that. Hull growth.
Okay.
Again, if Mazda wants to send his whole fleet of guys down here and write all the citations for it, he's more than welcome. They'll be here tomorrow doing the detail with us also. So I will ask those guys what ticket to write, if that's even a writable ticket. If it's a citable infraction, we wrote, what, 80 tickets in the last 3 or 4 weeks in this whole Anchorage? So
Something like that.
Yeah, 79 or something like that. So
Could you break that down a little bit?
what?
The 80s, 70s.
Navigation lights, the registration numbers, decals, any legal thing we could cite for, we did. Okay, that's it.
Just to have an understanding.
Yes, that's what. And we're working on growing our unit so we have one full-time derelict vessel officer, where you're going to see his boat in the Anchorage, hopefully daily. Yeah, keeping up with everything. And the keeping up is not that. If like we saw, like the other day, we catch Carlos with a light out. Hey, Carlos, fix a light. If he doesn't fix it, he gets a ticket. Or he takes it to court, and the judge will make him do one or the other, either make it or not. But
It's the way it
again,
should be.
you have to understand, it's a civil violation. If you want to talk, let's just talk crazy talk. If I catch Commissioner Suarez on his boat, hey, your registration numbers are messed up. Okay, I'll fix it. But if he decides, I'm just gonna pay the $100 fine, and that's it. He doesn't have to fix it until next time I see him. I'm, oh damn, he never fixed it. Here's another ticket. But there, it's very difficult. I can't force Carlos to climb up his mast and change his lights. If he goes to from the judge and say, hey, I bought this bulb at Advanced Auto Parts and it's fixed and working, she's gonna say, okay, thanks, and dismiss the case. Now we're gonna go by and see, hey, Carlos, man, you said you fixed it, you didn't. Here's number 2, and then we can keep doing it. It's very difficult, very hard for us because that's not our only place. That's not our only thing we have to deal with out here.
There's many things to do with
So that's where we're on that,
I understand. Yeah.
And then what line?
Appreciate
And
that.
at
I appreciate
what
that.
point do then you start complaining on me about harassing you if I'm there every day giving you tickets for your lights and all that stuff? And it's a fine line. And we're trying to help the commissioner out. We're trying to help you guys. We're trying to be the middleman.
Which is not your position, really. But
It isn't, but that's what right now. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We are trying to do the right thing
I appreciate
by
that.
everybody.
I mean, it's been years. I've been here since 2010.
And
between then and now,
Oh,
when I came in
Colonel
2010, I was
it's
the
David
only
Suarez.
boat here.
Commissioner Suarez.
Here, I would say no. I've been dealing.
2010, I was boat 1.
I came in this unit in 2006
I'm
because
actually
when we
with,
used to have an anchor ordinance.
Resende.
Right.
And I was recalling our meeting that we had with Coast Guard and FWC. And remember how if you get convicted on 2 out of the 3 issues, it can be a nuisance vessel or a derelict vessel. And then the 3 were navigation, propulsion, and overgrowth on the hull.
It's not overgrowth, it's hull integrity.
So if there is overgrowth on the hull, does that constitute as hull integrity?
The growth is blocking through holes where water can be pumped out of the boat, or the growth on the boat is damaged. When we see a boat with a lot of growth, we automatically go to like the propulsion system, because a boat with a lot of growth is going to have a lot of growth in the propulsion system. So now you have, it's not just the growth that's a problem, it's the issues that the growth causes. You follow what I'm saying? So if you have a boat with growth, that boat is likely not going to be able to meet the effective means of propulsion, because that growth is going to have your propeller locked up. It's going to have your steering system locked up. It's going to have pump out systems that are not functioning because it's blocking the through holes.
Lieutenant Colonel, this is Sergeant Resende here. We're just trying to get to a point here where obviously derelict vessels is a very hot topic, and we are trying to do things by the law and properly. Per the website, FWC website, it is propulsion, steering, and hull integrity.
Those are the 3
main
That's
ones.
for a derelict vessel.
Correct, derelict vessel. That's what we're talking about. Correct.
Derelict vessel.
Yeah, the growth will be kind of leading towards an at-risk vessel, if you will.
Yeah, the growth is for at risk. That's for
Okay.
effective means of propulsion.
Correct. Okay. And then the boat that's that's been spoken about right now also is a boat that has no propulsion and is on the derelict removal list.
The one that you guys are speaking about?
Yeah, the one we're speaking about now. That's a derelict vessel. That one has already been I think, I'm not sure where we are in the investigation on that one, but that's already been tagged. Yeah.
For derelict vessel, it's hull integrity. If there's any issue with the hull, like a penetration of the hull, obviously, steerage. If it's missing a tiller, if it's missing the steering system, the steering wheel, and power. If it has no power, if it has no engine, the engine is frozen. So 2 out of the 3 are met. Then you have the elements for a derelict vessel.
All right, we want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, but when you're there, is what I was telling the commissioner at the meeting. It's too late when the vessel's there. We try to the bang for the buck that we're really pushing with our guys is at risk. Jump on these boats while they're in an at-risk situation. Be very proactive with that so they don't become derelict. And with the at-risk, if there's 3 convictions of the at-risk elements within 18 months, then the vessel's a nuisance vessel. And it can be removed without going through the derelict vessel process. It can be removed via a nuisance vessel, but you need 3 convictions of at-risk violations. That's why we're really focusing on at-risk. I think the other day, our guys rolled like 20-something, and then the county rolled like another 20-something. I don't know about you guys.
Well, they were given handouts because we wrote about 79 citations in the last few weeks in the area here. So I had given all of the guys handouts on all the citations and which boats were issued to. So hopefully there's no overlapping ones. But yeah, they were handed all the documentation for it.
And I'm working on getting you guys, I don't know if you have BTIP, the Vessel Turn-In Program pamphlets.
No, we don't. I think Tom was talking to Dunn about that.
Yeah, I'm getting 2 boxes from Tallahassee because as part of all of that, when you go around the anchorages and all that, we've got to hand these people the turn-in program, so they can start capitalizing. Because once they start getting hit with all the citations and they don't have the means to be able to fix the boat, well, look, sir, ma'am, here's a way to get out of it. Here's a program the state has that will take this vessel out of your hand. I'm sure you're familiar with that, right?
Yep.
Sir?
Yep. Yeah, Tom is very active with Dunn. We're actually working on getting access to your database so that we don't do the same investigations twice, basically. I think that's another one that's been going through the process also. I think with Horn somebody, I think? Phil, yes. Horny, there you go.
I actually had a meeting about that yesterday because I learned about that recently, and that's not when we created the new database.
Right.
That was one of the requests I made specific, that this could not be so convoluted that cities and counties couldn't access. Part of the requirement that I put in place was they needed to be able to access, because that's how you all can do your own investigations and put them in, and then help us handle the DVs.
Absolutely.
So I'm working on that, and the other piece that I spoke to when we had that little meeting up there is because you all were very concerned about the illegal moorings. So we're gonna do. I think we're doing something tomorrow. We're gonna dive a bunch of the moorings.
Yeah, we are also.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be. I was talking to Almagro already about that. We're all gonna hit it tomorrow.
Beautiful. Hey, that's what it's all about, man. Hitting it like a team. Like I told them, hey, we've always done this as a team.
Yep.
So I love seeing the teamwork.
No, I mean, there's an Oslo. We gotta check.
So my main concern was if you have overgrowth on a hull, does that contribute to hull integrity?
Not necessarily just the growth on the hull. You may have somebody that hasn't cleaned the bottom of the boat in 6 months. That doesn't mean that there's a breach in the hull. But when you have growth in a hull, that should be
indicator.
Your officers are patrolling. Why is this hull in that condition? And I'm not talking.
So steering. So let me ask you: if there's overgrowth on the propeller or the engine doesn't work, that constitutes as a violation, correct?
If that boat cannot conduct an effective means of propulsion test, which requires a person to get in the boat and drive it for, I think it's 100 yards. I don't have the law in front of me, but the person has to turn the motor on and drive the boat for 100 yards and drive it back.
Got it.
Well, I guarantee you, I have yet to see Now, I don't get out as much, obviously, anymore for a while, but I have yet to see boats, as I am describing, actually could be able to pass an effective means of propulsion. A lot of those boats, the engines are seized, the lower units are seized, the propellers are seized. You know what I mean? It's all because the rust has got through.
Yeah, and that starts the derelict vessel
So
process.
have you cited were you citing that on your operation?
No, we just did MSD. We did all the other citations throughout the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We've been doing that.
Derelicts and MSD.
Okay.
Well, we just did that
Scotty,
operation
thank you so
was
much.
that was directed at MSDs only.
All right, bro.
And I got to explain with the FW. Hey, have a good one, sir. And then also, like FWC, we explained to them anything you find other than that, go for it. But I gave them a printout of all what we've done. It was 3 pages worth of citations.
Okay, well, look, guys, I'm just a messenger. Okay? Your fly's open, by the way. It's not me, it's coming from the residents.
Well, yeah,
But
as
you're the one
commissioner,
pushing
you're to
it.
serve the people. And they say,
Yeah,
we
listen,
are the people.
I'm
We are the
acting-
people.
Exactly.
We are the people, though. Are we not resident?
Yeah, well,
I'm just
there's
saying-
thousands.
I'm not talking to you,
There's
Jim.
thousands.
I'm
of
talking
residents.
to Suarez.
Sure, there's thousands of residents
Okay,
that have
but
complained about this.
But it's not only for the majority; it's the minority as well. That's why it's the U.S., right? You don't represent the majority only.
I represent
you represent
Miami
the
Beach.
minority.
I represent
I live
Miami
in Miami Beach. I'm a resident of Miami Beach, so you represent me.
What's your address?
I don't need to see. I can show you that I live in Miami Beach. I can show the officer I live in Miami Beach, but I'm not gonna show you. So you come to my house and
Is that the apartment you got evicted from?
No, man, no, bro.
No?
That was years ago. And didn't you get arrested for burglary as well? So let's not bring our past.
I'm just asking.
Let's
I
not
don't
bring
know.
our past. You have your
So
past
if
too.
you got evicted,
You
so is
have
that
your
why you're
past
living
too.
on a boat?
No, bro. I have my own house. What? That was years ago. 10 years ago when I had eviction. Didn't you get arrested for burglary?
It was high school.
Okay, there you go. So if we're gonna talk
So it was
about
like 5
harassment,
years ago.
okay. It's 10 years ago, my man, and we all go through. I don't have my daddy giving me money to pay my rent. I came here as an immigrant.
That's kind of
Okay,
weird.
I came as an immigrant in this country. Okay, this is I'm first. I work.
Look, like I said, I represent the
not a
tax-paying people of Miami Beach.
I'm
They're
a
the ones-
taxpayer.
They're the ones who
I'm a
pay
taxpayer.
our city
I
employees.
am. Me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Me
well,
too.
Well, listen. If you're not living on land, you're not paying
I have
taxes.
my own
You're not paying
apartment on
property
land.
taxes.
Does it? But so you just represent the people who pay property taxes. You don't represent the people who live here, people who rent here. You don't represent those
People
people.
that pay property taxes.
So that's
are
the only
residents.
people. That's the only renters. You don't represent
Residents.
renters. They don't pay.
They're residents.
But they don't
Their
pay
rent
property.
Their rent goes toward property taxes.
So I have my property. So you
Is it
represent
rented
me.
out to someone?
Yes.
Right, so that person's paying property taxes.
Okay.
Well, you're not.
Okay. Oh my. This is hilarious. All
Okay,
right. my man.
if I may, guys, if I may, look, I'm sorry, I only came in halfway through this. Rez, what are we doing here?
When I walked up from getting my lunch, I heard the exchange of words. They were having their little whatever debate or the battle, whatever they were doing. So I went upstairs, I got my stuff, and I came downstairs, and then we started speaking, and then that's it. We all started talking about trying to come to a middle ground here.
I think probably the better forum to this, sir, they have a Sutnick hour at the beginning of the commission. Maybe you want to go and speak for 3 minutes,
No.
and you guys can work this out there. The parking lot of a Marine Patrol headquarters probably not the best venue for this.
But this is the only time he talks to people. But on Instagram and on Facebook, he just throws the whole hate. But when we're here, I wanted to talk to him because it's the only way to get him
Okay,
to
but
talk.
I don't see how this is productive.
But now he knows us.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
that's
production.
Again, you can go. There's a commission meeting once a month. You can go to that. You can have your voices heard. You get 3 minutes to talk on whatever topic you want. That happens twice during the meeting. I think that's probably the better venue than this, right?
that's the way you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, no, fair
In
enough.
front of everybody.
But if
It's
I want to
recorded.
speak,
You can talk in front of everybody. I think that's probably the best route.
Sorry for interrupt, but
Sure.
if I want to communicate with my official because he's here, I have the right to talk to him.
It's public
Sure.
ground.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure.
There. That's it.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Okay.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, Jimmy, right?
Jim.
Jim.
McDonald's, just in case if you want to check his background.
Oh, they already.
I'm not checking
No,
anyone.
we just checked MSDs. We didn't do crazy
No
background checks.
background.
See ya.
Thank you,
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
So,
like Lieutenant says, just you guys got to do the right thing, just like everybody else has.
There's a process to everything, guys.
exactly.
And this is the process.
By the
though.
way,
protesting,
once the parks,
letting him know
once the
that we
shit is
are not
park
happy
open,
for
that
what
guy
he's
has
doing.
to go.
That one there,
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably a pedophile.
Because over there,
You got a pedophile.
you have to bother
right
him
there.
outside
Yeah.
when he's
Once
riding
the park
around.
open, he needs
He's
to
a
go.
harasser, man. That guy is
We
a
don't want it
harasser.
here. We don't want that.
Called
I'm a
them
father. He's a
lawyers.
father. We
He's
don't
calling
want that guy.
people's
Okay.
moms. He's telling people where their moms live. All that stuff. That guy is gonna get you guys in trouble for doing shit that you guys shouldn't be doing.
Listen, we're not
Yeah.
taking any
Yeah,
sides.
and we're not doing it. As
We
you can
enforce
see-
the law. That's
Yeah,
it.
but
we
that's it.
have we have spoken, Carlos.
No,
listen.
I know.
We have rules and regulations that we go by. If things are brought to our attention, we do have a duty to act. Okay, it's not malicious. It's not going after
They're not
you or
gonna
anybody
break the law
else.
just to, go in his
Exactly.
mouth.
I've
They're
told
gonna
him right.
go by the book.
I told him right. The reason why he's here is because technically him and I should not be talking. Okay, because
You have to have a meeting.
I don't agree with some of the things, but I don't agree with some things you say too. So
No, fair
we
enough.
all agree to disagree.
Yeah,
in
I
the
got you.
long. So
And for me personally, I'm sorry for being so a little bit because
it's
it's the
very hot.
frustration, my man.
Of
Listen,
He's
course.
attacking us.
Listen, and I get that.
And he's
I
going with
get that.
all force. It's not
Yeah,
like
I-
we
him
know.
only.
I get that. Listen. We get that.
And
we
we
get
live-
that. But our job,
Is to-
and we're kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Our job is just to keep the peace.
Yeah, but
That's it.
Yeah, and we are keeping the peace.
Yeah.
We don't have any problems. How many tickets, let's say, of nuisance of us making problems have you made in the past 10 years?
Well, I
It's
argue
not-
that all the time. I
we
don't
don't
really.
have that
I don't. Yeah.
No, but
you
he
know.
knows. He's
Yeah,
been.
we don't. But just like everybody else, and and we've over the
Now
God knows
he's
how
going for
long,
the
make sure you
moorings.
guys have, make sure you have all your stuff squared away, and you got nothing to worry. At least from our standpoint, as long as your boat's documented or registered, whatever you want to do, the lights are working, everything's functioning, you got nothing to worry about. Now, yes, do we have to dive operations on checking mooring balls? Yes, but again, that's also state law. You have to.
And what
you're not
happens?
even allowed
What
to have
happens
them.
if you find the mooring? What do
We're
you
going to
do?
document it, and technically it's a citation.
And then you fight it.
You absolutely. That is your right as an
What is
American.
considered a mooring?
Anything that,
Has a ball.
well, you can't have a ball attached to anything that's
Okay.
not. You got to read the definition. It
Okay.
can't be man-made. It can't be an engine block. It can't be, technically, if you can just go and pick your anchor ball up and go with it. If you read the statute correctly, that's what it seems like. All right, if I can, I have an anchor ball, but look, I can pull my anchor up and put it on my deck. You should be fine.
Okay.
If you cannot remove it from the bottom of the floor because it's too big, too heavy, or whatnot, it's probably not legal.
Okay.
Now, granted, just like I've told him, I told the news the other night, whatever's down there, it's almost a benefit to me, because in the past we used to have nightmares out here. The wind would blow like this, and we would just freak out. Oh my
Yeah.
God, where is it? Where are the boats gonna go? Because they used to use 5-gallon buckets. They used to all kinds of silly things. We don't really have that issue anymore. By what means they're being held in place, I don't know. But again, yes, all we're gonna do, we're gonna go down, we're gonna video, we're gonna document, and
Where
move
did
on.
Jim go? You have to,
Oh, Jim went that way. The other gentleman, he went that way. Yeah.
because you have to be careful with it.
So at the end of the day, we have our job to do. Obviously, it's a very hot topic. All you guys can do is just do your thing. Make sure your stuff's all squared away, and that's it. Then you really have no issues, because it's at the end of the day, state waters, you can be there. Okay, until he comes up with something different, or the state, for that matter, comes up with something different that says otherwise, you're good. You're good. Okay, so, and I'll ask, because we know he's not going away. You're adamant. He's adamant. Don't confront. Don't get in a competition with him, because it's not going to go anywhere.
But if he's, but
Yes, you can speak to him
Resentment.
100%. If you're in public, you can speak to him.
that's right.
But
And he's harassing us. It's
well,
not
I-
that, like, if he was being a politician and just doing what he's doing and leaving us alone and just harassing us the way that, not harassing, just pushing the police to do their job and blah, blah, we wouldn't have a problem. But the way he's doing it, that's when it's personal. That's when it becomes harassment. Because you shouldn't be, how he said, he shouldn't be knowing who I was, asking my employer who I was. That's harassment. That's like literally a politician doing mafia boss thing and calling him to say, hey, don't work with this guy. That's what he did. Like, I lost that client because he called. So this is personal. So every time I see him, I will confront him. It's my right to say you're a harasser, and I will say it every single time I see him. Every single time.
Okay, but how is that helpful? How is that helpful? You know, I'm sure you guys have attorneys, bro. There's a process.
Yeah.
Go through the process.
Do it the right way, and you'll be much further ahead.
It's easier to say.
I know, it's
easy.
aggravating.
And
right.
listen, and if you're not getting where you need to go with this certain commissioner, guess what? There's
other-
5 more of them.
We are.
There's 5 more of them and a mayor.
But the thing is that if they, all this attention comes from my dog. He has like around 500,000 followers. Okay, he doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Like literally all this because he thought this was gonna be the same thing as the drum circle. He was gonna come in, destroy the drum circle, and that's it. But guess what? There was a little doggy over there that brought attention. That's why we got Channel 6, the Herald, and all that. So he's taking this personal now. This is personal for him. This is not politics. This is not because they've been calling him all that. That's BS. Now it's personal, and he's going for me for sure. For sure, because that post that he did on Facebook about me, that was him, for sure. You know, so
Okay.
I will now after this, I'll try to calm it down, but I will keep on every time I see him. I will say what in my 2 cents, but in a nice way, so nobody has to be called.
No, it's not my call. No, I saw it. I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is not good. So at the end of the day, there's a process, and you guys are doing the right thing. Stay on the right side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I can. That's the only advice I can give you. Stay on the right side, all right? Because you will prevail. You know, because it's like a national park. It's like everything else. It's designed for everybody to use. As simple as that. We don't have to get into rules, regulations. It's a very simple matter. Okay, but do it right.
Right. Again,
Be smart.
There's a meeting coming up. I believe
The
it's
31st.
The 31st.
Yeah.
Got invited by the mayor.
Okay. All right.
Take-
So
perfect.
go speak.
And go enforce.
And that's going to be more helpful than going back and forth with this guy in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But,
Because
but
remember-
if you see,
Yeah.
he was all manly over there. But when we came here and started talking, he's like, "Oh, now let's do an olive branch." Why? Because if you check his last post, he's getting attacked by the people. He's like, "Bro, why are you doing
That he
this?"
posts about the mothball boat.
Yeah,
Last night.
that boat
Yeah.
with the dog.
Yeah.
You see the
He's a
comments?
disabled man.
I haven't.
Check it.
Yeah, I haven't looked. I
Even
gotta
the
look
people,
again.
even the people. That's why he's here.
He's putting his foot in his mouth, but every time he opens
Because he
goes
came,
something.
everybody, they
He's
made
antagonizing
them
people
come
that
to our
you can
boat.
get him to our
Listen,
too.
at the end of the day, he means well.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, what he wants to do is clean things up.
No, we get
and
the
there's
point
and there's
about the
there's nothing
medical.
bad about that.
Yeah,
At the end
but
of the
it's
day,
how.
100%. And him and I have had the discussion that there's a way of doing it. Is it a fast way? Does it happen overnight? No. But yes, there's a way of doing it, and you have to do a step-by-step process.
Like
We're
yesterday,
doing
I
it.
called you. Hey, the platform, boom. There's a boat the other day hitting the Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
I passed by. It was hitting the marina. I said, you know what? This doesn't look good on us. Boom, and I put it back in the.
And
in the thing.
those are the things that you have to do. And even if you have him videotape you and post it,
Yeah,
and we're
that's
doing
why
our
we
part.
have to now.
It's one of those things. You play the game. But gentlemen,
All right.
yeah, we gotta go take care of some other stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Now you know.
Ivan.
Thank you.
Now I know.
I'm the boat.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.